concepts object oriented programming. Here is object oriented programming. You know that Java is object oriented programming language. Java is object oriented programming language. It has to be satisfied as object, data abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, all. See, first, what is meant by class? Class, what it will contain? The class will contain the properties and methods of contain property and methods of similar behavior. Properties and methods. Methods is nothing but action. Methods is nothing but action. Some task will be happen here. Properties, innocent variables. Properties, nothing but variables. You see, this is the class. The class will be having, this is a class name. The class will be having properties and as well as methods. See, here will be having the class name. And here will be having properties. Properties will be having restrictions with properties or data members. Properties or data members. And we'll be having some methods here. We'll be having methods here. Okay. The class will be having data members and as well as methods. And if you see here, example I'll give for this. Example I'll give for this. Example, vehicle is a class will have. Vehicle is a class vehicle. In this vehicle, we have the properties like type of vehicle, size of vehicle, color of vehicle. These all will represent the properties of particular class vehicle. These all will represent properties of particular class vehicle. And the methods, if we see here, moving some action method. See, have represented with open and close braces. Have represented with open and close braces. Have represented with open and close braces. That will represent method. Hearing. These are the methods. These are the things. While writing the methods, we have access specifiers. Access specifiers. There is public, private, protected, default access specifier. See, in Java program, Java is object-oriented programming language. oriented programming language. Everything, every program, every program we have to write, we have to write using class, using class. What the class contains? Class will contains data members, and see in one program, in a program, we should have one class at least. May have more than one class. May have more than one class. It should have, it should have minimum of one. It should have one main class. One main class. That is where we have written the main method. Where we have written the main method. See, the example we'll see for that. How we are going to be access that, we'll see. Class, right? Write a class. Syntax we have. To write a class, we have a syntax. To write a class, we have a syntax. That syntax is, it is going to be start with a keyword called as class. It will start with a keyword called as class, and class name, first letter should be capital letter, and here we are going to be write it. So this all we are going to be considered as okay. So minimum we should have one class. Here we are going to be write data members, methods. So how we are going to be access these data members and methods to get executed into the in the main class. In the main class, we have to create object to the class. Object to the class. Syntax for creating objects. Syntax for creating class name, object name, new class name. So this is a syntax for creating the object. By using object, by using object to access the variables and methods, we'll use dot operator. Dot operator. Dot operator. Dot operator. Okay. Using dot operator, object name dot variable, which is for accessing the variable. Accessing the variable using the object of a class. Next, object name dot method, object name dot method, accessing the variable using, accessing the method using the object of a class with the help of dot operator. The help of dot operator. We'll see now. I'll create a package for the examples what we are discussing related to the OOPS concepts, and I'll the package name as OOPS concept. I'll give the package name as concepts. Here, class demo one, class demo one, class demo one. So we have taken the main method. See, one more point here. A class should contain at least one method. That method is called as a class will contain at least one method. That method is called as main method. A class contains at least one method, which is main method. Main method. So as we know, from main method, the program execution will begin. Program execution. Now we'll see that is a class. If we want to write some variables and methods of the class, this we are considering as one method. This we are considering as one method. That method is called as main method. Again, in the main method, I am not supposed to write some. If it is required, we are going to be write the variables related to that particular method. Outside of this method, we are going to be write the outside of this method. We are going to be write the method. Int x or int variable one. So this is we are going to be called as instance variable. Instance variable. Under the types of variables we have discussed, there will be different types of variables. That is variable, local variable, static variable. So instance variable is nothing but variable we have to declare within the class and outside of the method. In the class and outside of the method. Instance variable. Instance variable. The variable be within the class and outside of the method. Be within the class and outside of the method. The variable should be within the class and outside of the method. See, this is a variable what we have given within the class demo, and we didn't write any method. As of now, we have only one method. That method is main method. Outside of this main method only, we have the outside of the main method only we have method. Sorry. Outside of this method only we have the variable. Outside of the method only we have the variable. Okay, fine. Now we are going to be write one method. For writing the method, have the format. First, we have to write the return type, method name, and any arguments required. We are going to be write the arguments. Format or the syntax for writing the method in the class. Syntax for writing the method in a class. Return type, method name, parameters if required. We are going to be implement the logic. We are going to be implement the logic. Here this is a body of the function, body of the method. That is business logic related to the method. What we would like to write, that business logic we are going to write here. See, now what will happen? Some dot, just I'll write one SOP statement, which is going to be represent implementation of method one. Implementation of method one. This is a business logic we are going to be write. For our understanding purpose, first I am writing system.out.println implementation of method 1. And if I would like to display the value of the instance variable, I can able to access the variable here. Value of variable 1. So as of now, I didn't given any value to the variable, any value to the variable. So by default, we are going to be get the default value of that particular variable. What is the default value of integer? What is the default value of integer? It is 0. So we are going to be get the default value of integer here is 0. Okay. Now I have written this method in my class. In my class demo, how many methods we have? In my class demo, how many methods we have? Two methods we have. That is, one is method 1 and the other one is main method. So we know that the program execution will starts with the main method. Now, if I am executing this, we will not get anything. Nothing. Nothing. There is no error. There is no error. So, but still, we don't have any output here because in the main method we don't have anything. In the main method we don't have anything to be executed. Just this is an empty method. Just this is an empty method. Empty method analysis. So we didn't write any statement to be executed. And if you see, this is the method I have implemented, but I didn't call that particular method for execution. See, the main method which we have represented static method. We no need to call this static method after creating the object. Automatically it is going to be called for execution. The static method will call for execution automatically. We will discuss what is meant by static variables, static methods in detail in the coming session. So now only main method is executing. So I'll write one SOP statement here to know whether it is executing or not. This is main method. This main method implement. If I'm executing now, this is main method implementation. We are getting. As I said to you, as I said to you, uh, we are getting the main method execution, but we don't have any statements or logic to be worked there. Because of that, we are getting no output. There is output. Okay, fine. Now, what I have to do for executing particular method? Writing the method in the class is not sufficient. Is not sufficient. We need to call that particular method for execution. We need to call that particular method for execution. To call that method for execution, what we have to do? Okay. So now for making this method to be execute, first I have to create the object. What is the syntax we have discussed for creating the object? Class demo is the class name, object name obj, new. This is the object we have created. After creating object, if I want to access the method obj dot, automatically it is providing the suggestions for us. Automatically it is providing the suggestions for us. So we have the method one over here. Variable one we have here. So I'll be selecting the method, access the method one. object. Creating object to the class. Creating object to the class. Now, our method one is going to be execute. I'll give this comment. So if I'm giving that also, first this statement is going to be executed, then class demo object will be created, and then we are accessing this method. Because of that, this method is going to be get implementation of method one. Value of variable one, it is going to give as 0. As we have expected, we are getting the output. See the output of this. See, this we have written in one class itself. In one class itself. In one class itself, I have written. But the same, I'll write in two classes, and I will, as we said, any number of classes can write, we can able to use for implementing one concept, right? Many classes we can able to write, more than one class also we can write for that. So for that, we'll see. Now, this is only one class. Whatever the concept you would like to implement, we have implemented in one class itself. So now, the same concept I'll write in classes. Same concept I'll write in classes. Class demo one. I'm not going to use the public static void. I'm not taking the method. And I'll take one more class where I'll take the public static void method. So how many number of fine, but in that one class we main, because we will be having the main method in it. From that only the execution starts. From that only execution. So this is now, this is the class demo one. I'll be writing the instance variable here, instance variable two, and we'll write one method, void method, void method. Let me correct that. Void method two. I don't have any arguments to be right here, so I'm not writing any arguments here. Implementation of implementation of method implementation of method two, and just I'm displaying the variable to value of variable value of variable two. So variable two. Okay. So now this class is having the main method. This class is having the main method. So I'm executing this. No output. It is executed successfully. No output. No output. See, I want to call this method into this particular class. I want to call I want to call this method or that particular variable here. How I'll do that? First I'll be creating this class object. I'll be taking the same, but I'll make this as a capital small letter. This is an object. New is a class. By using this object, by using this object dot, so I'm calling the method here. I'm calling the method here. So then it is going to be called for execution. Variable. As we discussed that we can able to write one program in multiple classes as well. Multiple classes as well. So this is one class. Class demo is one class. Class demo one is one class. Class demo two is other class. So now we are having some variables and as well as methods in this particular class. And now when we are taking this class demo, so in the main method, I'm creating this particular class. I'm creating the object of this particular class. We are getting this. We are getting this output. From the main method only, it is going to be called. I didn't write any main method over here. I didn't write any main method over here. Here I have main method. From this main method only, that particular method is called for. Any doubt in this?
No, sir.
Here, the demo class demo one, for this class demo one class, have given the object as class demo one. So C as small letter. Because of that, it is different. This is different. This is different. Here C is capital letter, that is uppercase letter, and here C is the lowercase letter beginning. So because of that, it is different. It is different. So we can able to consider this as an object name. Then okay, first letter should be small letter. First letter should be small letter. We can take like this, and we can able to call that. Instead of that, you can take any name also fine. Any name also fine. But related to that class, if we have, then it will be easy for us uh, recall or trying to get what that particular one. Okay. Any doubt in this? This how we can able to write the class and object introduction and the example program related to that. Now see, after initializing the value to it, just suppose I'm initializing the value as 100 here. I'm initializing the value as 100 here. Now, when I'm executing this, we'll be getting value of variable 2 is 100. Value of variable 2 is 100. Value of variable. Here I can able to access the variable value as well. See, with the help of object, I can able to access the variable var2 here. Value of var2. See, simply if I'm writing var2, it is going to give the error for us. If I'm writing var2, it gives the error for us. Then how we have to call this? By using the object, we have to call this. Because outside of the class, we are calling it. With the help of object only, we have to call. Accessing, so this we can say, accessing the method using the object of a class, accessing a method, object of a class, whereas coming to here, accessing the variable of a class using the object. Where to 100 we are getting. Where to 100 we are getting.